For years, a woman worked in a damp and poorly ventilated shed, moving tons of ore with her own hands, unaware that what she was handling could also harm her. She was looking for something that no one had ever observed before. She wasn't sure what it was, but she was convinced that it existed. She could have been wrong, and that's the key, because having an intuition doesn't guarantee that it's correct. Formulating a hypothesis doesn't ensure it works, and being convinced isn't the same as being right. This is where something essential appears that we often avoid: verification. That woman was Marie Curie. Verifying isn't about overthinking an idea or defending it with more arguments, it's testing it against reality in conditions where it could fail. Karl Popper explained that a proposal only gains value when it can be refuted, when there's a real possibility of proving it's incorrect. Without that risk, everything fits, but we don't know if it's true. In practice, this requires working in a different way. Not spending months developing something that only exists in our heads, but designing situations from the start that allow us to verify if it really works. Thomas Edison understood this very well. After years of testing the light bulb, he argued that each failed attempt wasn't an error, but a step closer to what did work. Innovating isn't about having a great idea, but about subjecting it to continuous testing until it proves its validity. This logic has now become a method. For example, the Nesta Foundation describes 4 levels for applying this approach in a structured way. First, the proof of concept, exploring if the idea makes sense and could work. Next, the prototype, building a basic version to observe its behavior. Then, the pilot, testing that solution in a real environment, even if it's on a small scale. And finally, the minimum viable product, launching a functional version to the market or to real users to validate if it provides value. Steve Blank, a leading figure in innovation and entrepreneurship, sums it up clearly. Ideas aren't validated in presentations. They're validated when they face real users. And here the difference is clear. Without testing, everything seems solid until it fails. With validation, each step reduces uncertainty and allows for earlier adjustments and moving forward with better judgment. That's why successful projects aren't the ones that get it right from the start, but the ones that experiment sooner and learn faster. In an environment full of opinions and premature certainties, the advantage isn't with who has the best explanation, but with who verifies what they think first. For this reason, before you validate your latest idea, put it to the test.